what if we could do a new definition of a mid-engine sports car, not just for high-performance driving, but to go on trips, adventures, just make the driving to work an experience.
Utility of the car has been something we focused on too, ensuring that we've got a space for people to store luggage or groceries or what have you. So we have a front storage section that's very deep. We've got a trunk in the rear that not only accommodates 2 bags of golf clubs, but also stows the removable roof panel.
So for 2 people, they can really have plenty of room that they can go on road trips, a car they can take vacations. And that's really what Corvette is about. They've got the high performance aspect, or it can be a great GT car where you can get in it and go on trips and not have to worry about not having enough luggage and cargo to get where you're going.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is C Gonna Speak 252, and I want to thank you all for pushing that play button. Now remember, I want you to give this video a thumbs up. Granted, what I'm about to explain to you in this video, you are not going to be happy with. I mean, you're really not going to be happy with. But if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, well, what are you waiting on? I'm going to need you to push that subscribe button so you become part of this awesome community. So like I said before, you are not going to be happy with what I'm about to explain to you in this video, but take it for what it is. So as you can see in front of us, we have C8 Mid Engine Corvettes. We have a blue one at the top, we have a white one at the bottom, we have a black one at the top, we have a blue one at the bottom. Obviously, these Corvettes have been used. If you take a look at them, all of these have the same exact wheels. I don't know if all of them had a Z51 package. It seems that the one at the top with the black spoiler seems like it is Z51. The white one I'm sure with. The other two I'm unsure with until I show you other photos later on in this video. Probably will explain if they are Z51s or not Z51 packages of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. But take a look. This video is going to be awesome because I'm going to explain some things you may not have known or you may have known regarding cars in general, especially the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. But I just wanted to explain to you why these cars are going to get destroyed. And you may be like, well, why is this happening? Well, I'm going to explain to you why that's happening. At the end of the day, I did want to show this video to y'all because these are awesome looking cars. Like I want to also show you an opportunity to see so many C8 Mid Engine Corvettes in the same spot, especially like colors side by side, because some of you still may be out there trying to build your C8 Mid Engine Corvette and unsure of what colors you want to choose. I do know a lot of followers have emailed me pictures of the cars that they're considering ordering with the colors and all that stuff and all the specs they're interested in getting. I personally do not know the color that I want. I'm still undecided about all that stuff. But let's hop into the next slide. So once again, this photo was taken by somebody that came across these Mid Engine Corvettes sitting on the 18-wheeler. One of my followers asked me in the email, have I got a chance to see up underneath the C8 Mid Engine Corvette, or if I got a chance to hear the speakers in the car. I have not seen any one of those or heard the speakers. Here is a photo of what it looks like underneath. As the Corvette sits pretty low, and I have seen like 2 or 3 C8 Mid Engine Corvettes in person. Never got a chance to look underneath them though, unfortunately. And these cars sits really low, like it sits lower than the C7 Corvette. So this is my chance to look at underneath the car, just as like you're looking at it right now from this photo. And it looks, I mean, just look like any other regular car. It could be looking different once we get our owns. I'm going to explain why it could look different once we get our owns. Possibly because this could be a test mule, or this could be actually underneath bottom of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. So I wanted to blow this photo up in person. I want to take out all the other C8 Mid Engine Corvettes so we can look directly at this one. It seems as though this is a Z51 package, so that definitely explains to us that this Corvette right here in front of us is a Z51 package. But one other thing I want to point out in this video, actually 2 things I want to point out in this video with this picture, is that the first thing we see is the tags. You see the tags say manufacturer. So in my personal opinion, this tells me that this is a test mule. This doesn't seem like this is a car that belongs to anybody else other than GM. So do me a favor and take a look where I'm pointing these arrows at. There will be 2 arrows that's on this screen. You can see the one I'm pointing at right now and also the next one pointing at right now. These 2 arrows explain to me there's been some damage done to these cars, which also tells me these are also test mules as well. Here's another photo of the C8 Mid Engine Corvettes, the black and the white one beside each other. And a couple of followers asked me, have I had a chance to see multiple colors in person? I've seen white in person, red in person, bronze in person, blue in person, and orange in person. I will tell you, looking at these two photos right now that's in front of me, that the black looks better. As you can see, the sun is just beaming on it, making it look shiny, making it look great. So I had to choose between these two colors. I probably ended up going with black. I also had a lot of followers that emailed me and said that personal preference will honestly probably be black in the first place. So, black is not a bad choice to go with, and neither does white. I think in this photo, black stands out the most to me. But let's get ready to see the rest of your photos. I got a lot more to show you. I want to also put this picture in there because a follower mentioned something to me in an email that I really haven't thought about until now. He said that looking at these vents, especially from the front radiators, looking at the side vents, his concern is how exposed these vents are. When you look at a Lamborghini and a McLaren, those vents are also exposed that I know of from one of the photos I've seen in the past. And so I'm not really that concerned with the vents being exposed. But what are you guys' thoughts? Is your opinion is you think this is bad, or you think this is a good thing? Do you think it's something you're not really worried about these vents being exposed like the way they are now? So going back on my statement earlier when I said that the black looked that much better than white because the sun was beaming off of it and it was making that black stand out, well, I take that comment back, because if you take a look at this photo here with the sun beaming on this white C8 Mid Engine Corvette, it is beaming just like the black is. So in my personal opinion, you can't go wrong whether you go with black or whether you go with white. I will say this, black is very difficult to keep clean though. I used to own a 2014 black Silverado, and boy, did that thing stay dirty. So actually, now my preference would probably be white if I had to choose between the two colors, because white would probably be a lot easier to keep clean. So here in this photo, this is a close-up picture of the inside of the interior of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. This red arrow is actually pointed at the heads-up display. I had a lot of followers that asked me, will the heads-up display be inside of the base model C8 Mid Engine Corvette? Since I have seen so many C8 Mid Engine Corvettes in person, I will admit that answer I do not know, because I only seen 2 OTs and 3 OTs Z3U1 package. I have not seen a base model C8 Mid Engine Corvette, so I can't explain to you whether or not the heads-up display will be inside of a base model Corvette. We probably won't know until August 15th when the prices actually comes out and you're able to inspect your car. Looking at what this red arrow is pointing right now, do you think this is a police radar detector, or do you think this is something GM is using to test out this test mule? So here is the same car with a close-up shot of the C8 Mid Engine Corvette interior. You can see the flat bottom steering wheel, you can see the dash screen, but also if you take a look where I'm pointing this red arrow at, and you go back and look at the previous slide, you will see that same setup, that same box inside the C8 Mid Engine Corvette. Now, when I said earlier, do you think this is a police radar or something GM is using to test out this test mule? I think these two things are correlated. I think they're connected to each other, because in the last slide, you can see a cord going from it. And also with this, you can see a cord from it as well. I cannot personally tell you what exactly does this mean or what this does, but I think these two things are definitely connected to each other. So here's another photo of one of the 6 or 7 cars that's on an 18-wheeler. We have established that these cars were most likely driven by GM employees, because one of them had manufacturer tags on it, which means that clearly it was driven by an employee of GM. I think that means that they are still testing these cars out. It's possible that GM could still figure out some issues along with this car, but what this helps them do is, with them unveiling this car in July, it gives them an opportunity to showcase this car to the world still, and also figure out any kinks and things you need to figure out before they actually start mass producing this car to the world. Because I heard from Chevrolet that they're probably trying to put this car in production December 2nd or December 20th. I mean, that can be all pushed back to quarter on if they figure out any issues, or if they feel like this car is ready to be sold on the market. But looking at this photo right now, I can tell you, I'm pretty sure you see the same thing as me. This car has been wrecked on the rear end. As you can look where the tailpipes is, there's some damage done right there. And if you look where there's other arrows pointing, there's definitely some damage right there. And clearly cannot sell these cars to anyone else. So most likely these are test mules that will be going to get destroyed. Most of these cars will be just scrap metal. They're going to squish it, squash it, do what they need to do, because they don't have VIN numbers. That's the reason why I truly believe that these cars are off to be pretty much smashed and destroyed. And I know a lot of you can be like, well, that's a waste. Anybody could be driving these cars. Well, unfortunately, GM cannot sell you these cars because it could be unsafe. You know, these are test mules, so they probably driven super hard, and it doesn't benefit them at all to sell a car that doesn't have a VIN number and they can get sued behind it. So I truly believe that these cars are test mules and they're going to get destroyed, which is why we have seen multiple damage on at least this one and a couple of other photos, and seen, you know, other extra things that we have no idea what they actually are, what they mean. And, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm really super excited to see a C8 Mid Engine Corvette again in person. I hope that all of you that who are looking forward to actually purchasing this car yourself get the car that you're looking for, the colors you're looking for. And I just wanted to showcase these pictures to you because, you know, I just thought it was interesting that these 6 cars or 7 cars will probably end up getting destroyed, and it was most likely driven hard or tested hard by GM employees. And here's the bonus picture of the C8 Mid Engine Corvettes together as well. If any of you are interested in trucks, here's a picture of Chevrolet's new 2020 Silverado 3500 dually. This is one truck that, you know, I heard a lot of people talk about and that's excited about it. I know a lot of people who are not excited about GM's new body style, their Silverados. I'm personally not a big fan of that new Silverado body styles. I like the ones between 2014 up to 2019, but this one's a 2020. I have seen one of these trucks on dealers' lots. It wasn't a 3500, it was a 2500. I thought it looked good, but I'm not saying that somebody was to give me a 2500 2020 Silverado. I'm not going to take it, but just want to throw in some extra photos, give you guys an idea of what the new 3500 2020 may look like. If you haven't had an opportunity to subscribe to the channel yet, please do so. We'll love to have you part of the community. I'm going to continue making videos and updates on events I plan to attend, like Corvette and Call Out, but I will make another video about that on its own because I would love to see you all and everyone that come out and make it. I do plan to attend, you know, other events like the National Corvette Museum. I just haven't found a place to stay yet, but I'm hoping to attend there as well and be parked out in front of the National Corvette Museum, which would be great. But without further ado, I hope you all having a great day, and thank you for pushing that play button and watching this video.